It's Ronaldo. He's done it! He has only gone and done it! Cristiano Ronaldo! Sensational free kick! A brilliant hat-trick! A magnificent game!
In the name of God. Hello dear friends, welcome to this tutorial clip. What do you want to say this tutorial clip? I want to teach special products. You see special products. Now before I teach special products, before clip in latest products, and you see it's very small carousel, and I want to before teach special products change button carousel. Now let's go continue with me. The first go to select.css and button, and we don't need before. Okay, all of the before it's clear. Now refresh and test. Okay, and you don't see button carousel, and go to select.css and background, for example DDD, refresh and test. Okay, it's good. And go to hit 15px or 5px, refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Come back to digital store, for example, and you see active button. Okay, for added active button we need background blue, for example, and go to source code, for example style.less and background copy and style and select.css and button focus, for example background 16b8e8. Now refresh and test. Okay, hover is good, and continue with me and click right inspect element and go to select active. Okay, and select active, copy and go to select.css and edit and select.copy li active. Okay, refresh and test. Almost it's good, but change select active button. Okay, now refresh and test. Yes, it's good. Also added transition, for example, based on less, copy and added slick.css, for example, slick.li button and added transition, refresh and test. Okay, you see transition, for example. Okay, it's good, and it's very large button, and go to let's select.css, and we don't need padding, for example, li button, refresh and test. Okay, it's good. The main project is also same project. Now continue with me and added a special, for example, go to index.html, after latest products, and added div class clip on mood special section. Now added class container, div class container. Now div class roof, and added, for example, div class call 12. Now added div class call, for example, class call 6, and control D, and added, for example, class clip on mood special item. In this clip on mood special item, added figure img, for example, asset image products 8 png. Added figure img source. After added images productive, for example, 8.png, added div class clip on mood special content. In this clip on mood special content, and added, for example, H2 Apple Smart Watch. After added H2 Apple Smart Watch, and added P class text justify in this paragraph, and copy, for example, and lorem ipsum, for example, copy and added. Okay, after paragraph, and added, come back to main project, and added 2 buttons. We need ul and li, ul and li, ahref, for example, more information, and added ahref dollar, for example, 2,015,000, and added href, for example, 2,015,100, until refresh and test. Okay, it's good. And copy, call fix. Okay, and control V, control E, and for example 9.png, refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Now added CSS and beautiful appearance website. Continue with me. Go to clip almost special section, copy and style dot less and end of. Okay, with 100%, margin button 100 pixels, padding top and bottom 60 pixels, and left and right 0. Background URL, for example, img special section. Background size cover and color white. Okay, refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Continue. The first added CSS for figure. Control D. Click almost spatial section. Click almost spatial item figure. Float left and margin 0. Padding bright 45 px. Okay, refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Continue. Now added clip almost spatial content. Control D and control button cursor and clip almost spatial content. Padding top 3px, line height 1.7. Refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Continue and added clip almost spatial content. Content paragraph. Control D. Okay, direction LTR. Font size 0.9 text align justify. Refresh and test. Okay, now added spatial content H2. Control D, Control Shift cursor button H2. Margin button 15px and added clip on the spatial content UL, for example, and added UL. Float left. Now added CSS ULLI, ULLI. Float left and margin 5px. Float left and margin 5px. List style now. Refresh and test. Okay. Now added ULLI and A. Control D, ULLI and A. Display block. Padding top and bottom 5px and left and right 3px. Background B6D 225. Color white. Border radius 3px. Refresh and test. Okay, it's good. come back to main project and you see, for example, other button, more information, it's changed. And continue, just click on the special section, special content ULLI, Control D, ULLI, column first child, a background, and added background RGBA 255, 255, and 255 and dot 2. Okay, refresh and test. It's good. And added hover background, for example, Control D, A hover, and copy background and refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Now added a sleek carousel and go to index HTML. For added carousel, we need after roof div class clip on move special carousel, for example. After create clip on move special carousel, just Control X and Control V, call X, call fix change item, and added clip on with a special carousel to index.js, copy clip on with latest product carousel, Control D, and clip on with a special carousel and slide to show to autoplay clear, auto speed play clear, and refresh and test. What's happened? And go to index.html and two items and added items, for example, copy and copy, for example, refresh and test. Okay, what's happened again? In this bootstrap 3, not difficult, and don't worry. In this bootstrap 4, we need to add it clip on with special carousel in the div class call 12, for example, and Control X. Okay, refresh. Okay, it's good. And also in invisible arrows key and go to index.js and added arrows false. Okay, refresh. It's good. And you can clip on with a special carousel, sleek dots, and go to down in this picture. Okay, go to style.less and added clip almost special carousel and dot slick dots button 45 negative peaks. Refresh and test. Okay, it's good. Come back to main project and you can change the color, for example dots to green. It's easy and thank you very much. You see in this clip, I miss all my good friends. Be successful and victorious and goodbye.